This is Rosie here, founder of enjoyyoga.com and also rosieandkate.com. You can find us either at www.enjoy-yoga.com or Rosie, R-O-Z-Y, and Kate.com. What I wanted to talk to you today about is working with sound actually to help labour to progress. Now, when we work with sound in our pregnancy yoga classes, we're really looking to support women to help to take the sensations they experience in their body and to use sound to dissipate the pressure, for example, of a contraction, and also to help baby know where to go through sending sounds down the body and out through the birth canal, almost as though you're giving a little map, a route for your baby to follow. Now, when you're starting off with sound, it can seem a little bit intimidating, especially if you don't like the sound of your own voice. What's important to remember is that your baby loves the sound of your voice, and it's the vibration that you make when you sound that actually softens the really deep layers of the back muscles that support the spine. And the softening, the vibration allows this softening to occur, which then gives space between the vertebrae, particularly for the tailbone and the sacrum to move out of the way. If I show you my model pelvis here, you have a typical female pelvis here with a very wide, nice pubic arch. This is your pubic bone, and at the back you have this flat bone called the sacrum, and this is the tailbone. Now, these bits here are the iliac crests. You can feel them on the sides of your body, and the way that our pelvis is designed is as the baby's head moves into the pelvis and rotates, the tailbone is designed to move out of the way by about 2 centimetres. So it really increases the pelvic outlet space to allow baby to come out. So if you consider that this is the pelvic inlet and this here is the pelvic outlet, and if we move the tailbone back, you can see that more space is created. And this is typically why we encourage that women don't sit on their bottoms during labour, but actually what they do is they go onto all fours or upright forward-leaning positions to allow the tailbone to move out of the way. Okay, so making sounds. First of all, it's really important that you sit comfortably. For some women this is going to involve straddling some cushions or some yoga blocks, making sure that whatever position you're in, your pelvis is tilting forward and you can draw the tailbone down. Now, a simple sound to start with would be a hum. So you could simply go and when you work with that sound, you're aiming to feel it down in your belly. So again, starting from the very beginning, a way to work with the sound, especially in pregnancy as preparation for labour, is to make physical contact with your belly, with your baby, to feel your belly, and then as you breathe in, you're looking to allow your belly to expand down and out. As you breathe out, you can sigh, and you'll feel as though the belly naturally draws back. So from your next in-breath, you feel your belly expand down into your hands, and as you breathe out, the belly contracts back. Now, anything you do, whether it's a sigh or it's a hum, you're aiming to send it down your body. So that means relaxing your pelvic floor, relaxing your buttocks, again breathing in, and as you breathe out, sending the sound down. Now, this might be a little too much information, but it's very useful. Your anal sphincter needs to soften as you make these sounds. You want to feel as though it gently expands. And it's worth noting that many women experience the sensation of their baby moving down into the birth canal as though it's actually moving into the back passage. So it can feel as though you really need to do a big poo. And it's not a poo, it's the baby. So it's really important to relax the back passage, to relax the anus, to relax the vaginal walls, to allow baby to descend further. Often what women do is they clench because they think it's an inappropriate time to be letting go, and actually that is the time we need to let go the most. So going back to the sigh, this can then turn into a hum. can then turn into an ah sound. Again, you'll feel this down in your belly. And then from the ah sounds, we can start to move the sound further down. And typically this will involve making o sounds, oo sounds, or sounds. And the idea is, as you start to get the feeling in your belly, you want to start to move it further down. So notice where you feel the sensation. For example, if you make the sound O. Repeat this several times, and a good time to do this is when you're sitting on the toilet, or maybe when you're going to bed at night. What you can do is you can imagine the sound is moving behind your baby, along the spine and then down and out, through the tailbone, through the birth canal. Now be really careful with oo sounds, especially if you're less than 36 weeks pregnant. Oo sounds really are very effective for inducing labour, and I'm very careful not to work with these sounds except once or twice in classes so that women can feel the sensation, but actually save these sounds for labour because they're very effective. You'll notice also that my sounds are deep. I'm not making high-pitched sounds. If you hear women in labour going, ah, or ah, then those sounds are in the head, and those sounds are not making use of the thoracic diaphragm to help move baby down. It's important that the three diaphragms are in alignment. So for example, if we try the oo sound, you're aiming to send that sound behind your baby, along the spine, to the tailbone, and then out through the birth canal. And with practice, you'll really be able to feel the sensation more in the anus, more in the tailbone, and more moving down the vagina. Now, if you're good at visualising, or you want to give visualising a go, it can be really helpful to imagine that you're sending light down the pathway that your baby is going to take, particularly through the vagina, through the cervix and the vagina. And this can be really helpful, especially if there's been any previous trauma in the uterus, in the cervix, in the vagina, for example, previous surgery, or anything at all that feels as though you want to tighten up and you don't really want to go there. Now, sounds during labour, especially during the pushing stage or the bearing down stage, get more sort of guttural. So you're using your abdominal muscles and kind of working more with a sound. And that really opens the anus. So if you were to play with it as a vibrational sound initially, it could be and then going back to the oo. And going deeper. You see what feels better for you as a sound, what feels as though the vibration is moving lower. When do you use these? You can use them throughout labour. Often women at the start of their labour, when it starts to feel as though actually they need to concentrate on the contractions, then a simple hum, a simple om, a simple ah, a simple is fine. And then as the contractions intensify, we need to open the mouth more. It's worth noting that if we open the mouth, the jaw, this also helps the cervix to open up. And the key thing in the pelvis is to really relax the pelvic floor, really allow the anal sphincter to release, and go to the toilet every hour if you can during labour. That way you can make sure that anything that needs to move out of the way before your baby comes moves out of the way, and you can feel confident to just let go. During pregnancy, it's great to work with the sounds as a way of bonding with your baby. You can even choose a favourite nursery rhyme or any song that you really enjoy, a hymn if you're into hymns, or perhaps a mantra, anything that you can associate with feeling calm and relaxed, and sing that to your baby daily. This will help you to relax too. The biofeedback that's occurring through the hormones will teach your baby that this sound or these songs are associated with relaxation. So you can use them during labour, between the contractions, as a way of gathering yourself. You can also use them as a lullaby for your baby. Once your baby's born and you're looking to soothe your baby and you're getting baby ready to sleep. Anything at all.